Hi everyone, welcome to part 2 of this video from the Menuet de Bonheur book. We have this Christmas wreath with our various items. Now I am going to do the the poinsettia type flowers that I've identified as anyway. These ones I think could be a nice red colour. Now we've got our red berries already, so I want to use different reds for these so they look a little bit different. So this colour number 2 in the Staedtler Design Journey is red, okay, but it's quite orangey, but I'm just going to use it anyway for these. And I'm going to try and just do a little bit darker near the centre compared to the tip. I could use a lighter colour on the end of the petal, but my lighter colour is even more orangey, so I feel like I just want to really use this one colour so that it doesn't go too orangey like that. Okay, and so I am just going to work around the centre. Now the centre of a poinsettia, if I remember rightly, as my son would say a lot, I think is more of a it's sort of partly petals coming out and partly green and partly yellow and partly red, I think. So I'm going to do that. That's how I tend to do them. I'll show you. It'll be a step-by-step process, so we'll do a little bit when we do the petals and then we'll do a little bit later. It's tricky to explain, but we'll get there. I don't need to explain because I can show you. I do like colouring a poinsettia. I've got quite a few videos of poinsettias that I've coloured over the years, mainly Johanna Basford ones. I think she had one for one of her Advent pages. I've done a couple from her Johanna's Christmas book. I think I did one, I think the planner page for this, the first one of December I think for this year, had a little potted poinsettia on it and some on a wreath. Right, so this, what we're going to do for the centre is just put a few red dots. Okay, that's it. But I am just going to try and darken each of these petals just a tad in the middle, or where they overlap each other, just before we move on to the next one. This one particularly, where it's underneath, I feel would be dark, so I'm just layering that up a bit more. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Now this one here could potentially, these two could potentially be different. They're slightly different. Maybe I'll do them in a different shade of red. Just noticing that I've missed a bit there and there. Yeah, I'll leave those for now, and we'll come down and do this one, which looks very much the same as the one we've just done, in this way the centre of the flower is and things like that. So don't want too much the same, but on the other hand, oh, it's tricky, isn't it, getting the balance quite right, which is why it's good to do a little bit at a time, and then it's always good to sort of sit back and look from a distance and see what works and what doesn't work, what there might be too much of colour wise, what might looks like it's missing. And it's not always easy to do that. It's something that I've sort of just learnt over time, really, of it's just sort of experience, I guess. I do still have my lovely friend Mary saying to me, what colour does this bit need to be in whatever picture she's doing? And I'm very good at going, oh, I think it's this, very quick. And she's always seems pleased with my suggestions. Not everyone might agree, but I think it's just a matter of experience and confidence, I think, and But also it's a very personal taste thing, and you might think, no, actually, I don't want to do that colour. I mean, I was looking at a completed picture of this to try and figure out what the strange things were. Those, by my finger over here. And these flowers have been coloured in creamy sort of colour, and yes, you can get poinsettias in that colour, and they looked really nice, but they'd done a background, so they stood out okay, whereas I'm not planning on doing a background, so I'm not going to do white items in my page, so I have to find a different way. I'm not sure if there is a petal there. Here, I don't think there is. Yeah, so I thought, well, I'd do them red, and then I just got to think of something different for these, maybe, or maybe not. I mean, what even are they? I thought they were more poinsettia flowers. Now I'm confused. I think that's a leaf there, petal. And I think this one is too, but we want it a bit darker there where it's overlapping. So anyway, I will work it all through. Yes, and sometimes I can't. I think some people will look at a page and completely plan all their colours. Oh, hang on, we need to do a few dots in the middle. Completely plan all their colours before they start. I can't do that. Because I can't visualise what it's going to look like, I sort of do it in stages. So I choose something and colour that, and then I might choose a colour palette card or a colour palette and go with that, but often I just sort of do a little bit, make a start, and then go from there. And then it's quite exciting because you don't know what it's going to be like. It just colours itself. Well, it's not true. But so the other day, I mean, I guess I'm recording this like nearly 2 weeks ahead of time, but Johanna shared another sneaky peek of her brand new book. I can't believe we're sort of thinking about the new one. We've only just had the old one, the newest one. But it was the sort of title page, and I'm sure that it's going to be called Wonderful Wild Flowers. I'm sure it's going to be called that. It's going to have lots of flowers to colour. Now, what I like about, I can't work out what's going on in the middle there, so I'm going to go this way. Must be there. Must be a bit there. Now, flowers are great because you can colour them any colour, especially as Johanna makes it all up. So you don't have to go with a particular colour, because there is no right colour for a flower that someone's drawn from their... Oh, I do the dots, forgot again. That someone's drawn from their imagination, you know. So it means you've got... Whereas this, to me, looks like it's supposed to be a specific flower, but it might not be. I'm going to do that one because I think that is what's going on there. Oh, I've got hiccups. I did make myself a coffee when I stopped the video, but I didn't drink any yet. I don't know, I've got a hiccup. Anyway, yeah, it means you can just go wild with colour or not, you know, choose whatever you want really. So it's going to be interesting. I don't know, I've still got a second copy of World of Flowers on the go, but I doubt I'll get it finished by then. I've got to, I don't know, well, I say I've got to. I don't know whether I'm going to plan on finishing certain books this year, in the new year. Gosh, I can't believe I'm already talking about the new year, but it's It's December, well, it's 1st of December today for me. A bit further on for you. Sometimes I set myself colouring goals for the year, and sometimes I don't. It's always nice to finish some books, but if you concentrate on 1 or 2 books, then you tend to abandon other books. It's really difficult to know what to do. When I make videos, I try to just give you a range, or what I think might be popular. Like at the moment, there's a lot of Johanna Magical World pages because it's a new book and I know everyone is probably wanting to colour it. But as we move on through the year, I'll probably won't do a video a day from that book. You know, once I finished all the mini pages as well, that will change a little bit. But so I try and mix it up a little bit for you guys. But for me, when I'm colouring for myself sort of thing, you know, while I'm editing, I'm colouring or whatever, watching TV, I tend to pick. Sometimes I like to do a big variety of different books, so that when I show you my completed pages, there's lots of different things for you to see. Other times I try and concentrate on just 1 or 2 books. I can finish them, so I'm not sure. There's a couple of books, Christmas books, I'd quite like to get finished this month, but I'm not sure if I'm going to get a chance. So I don't want to put pressure on myself to hurry up and finish something. That's never good because you end up rushing. But on the other hand, one of the books I was thinking that I might try and finish, I've got about 15 pages in, and each page only takes me about an hour or so. So it's not unrealistic at all. But the other book, I'm not sure. I've only done 4 pages in it. I didn't think it was as long as it is. And it just depends really. So we'll see. But I think it sort of depends how well I get on with videos as well, how quickly I can get them done. I don't want to rush or do lots of really short ones just because I've got lots to do this month. But what I thought I would do actually was just pick pages I wanted to colour, like this one, and just share them with you on video. So I'm not colouring. It doesn't take me any longer to colour. Well, it takes me a little bit longer to colour on video than not, in a way, because I'm sort of talking. But when I'm colouring at my desk, I'm usually doing something else at the same time, like editing or chatting to someone on Messenger, or I can't think. Oh, centre. Oh, I did the centre already. Now we've got this one. I'll do the centre first, I think. Or I get distracted by looking at Facebook Reels or Instagram Reels or something like that, so I get distracted. So that's one of the reasons I thought actually colouring with you might make me faster. But we'll see. I've got a lot of non-colouring tasks to do this month, which I think everybody does in December. You know, apart from putting the Christmas tree up today, which always feels like it's not going to take long, and then putting the tree up isn't too long, but then clearing up the mess afterwards, and yeah, just doing all the extra, like my son's like, I'll do it, it's like, okay, and he'll probably start, and then he'll get bored, and then I'll have to take over and finish it, and you know, and all putting up the lights and doing all the tidying up, decorating the mantel shelf, which I may not do, to be honest. Very much got lights on there. that might do for now with regards to the mantel shelf. Right, the centre of the poinsettias, I'm going to grab a green to go in there as well. I'm going to do just really simple, just sharpening it a little bit, not too sharp. We're going to do, you know, we've done these red dots, we're going to do some green dots as well. I'm just going to move around and do them on each one. It's random, by the way. Don't try and copy and put them where I'm putting them. It's completely random. I'm just trying to sort of evenly-ish space them out, which isn't how they would look, but, you know, it's fine. This almost looks a bit pinky. I thought it was an orangey red, but it's quite pinky, and I think that's fine. I have actually seen poinsettias that are pink. My parents used to have one, to be honest. I'm wondering whether to get one. I'm absolutely rubbish with them. They always die. So I don't think I want to get one quite yet. I think it might only last a week, so maybe I need to get it right on Christmas. Okay, that's all that. And now I want yellow in the middle. I am going to just choose the number 3 yellow, if I can find it. I think that's it. No. Is that it? No, I'm making it up. It's number 1. I don't know where I got 3 from. Number 3 is blue. Don't want blue. So just go over everything with the yellow here. Because these don't smudge, you can just colour over the red and the green. It's not going to smudge into anything. It's just going to shine through the yellow. Yeah. And it's absolutely fine. Okay. I don't like this one. I'm going to get my red. Make it a bit darker in places. Better. I can do a bit on this one as well. This is the same red, by the way. I'm just layering it up a little bit more. Just on the tips and a few. I might just be being a bit overly fussy. I don't really know how obvious it is. Okay. Now this. Now I saw this and it was coloured in an orangey colour. So I was like, hurrah, that's what I'm going to do, because although orange might seem like an odd colour, these acorns are orangey-ish. So what I'm going to do is do a very light layer of orange on these, number 4, which is actually, yeah, orange, and then put a bit of a darker colour on top. It's not really vibrant, it's not going to stand out as weird. I think it will just blend in with the acorns. So there's one. I don't know if there are many. There's one here, look. You don't have to colour out the lines like I did. It's completely optional. Okay. Oh, at the bottom. Here. Oh, gotta mind our little icicle feet. I think that's it. And I'm going to use a more browny colour. The 73, which is the burnt sienna, to shade it a little bit. So I'm thinking that around the edge here, I think this bit's supposed to be rounded. So if I put a bit of burnt sienna here around the edge, and just gently bring it in a little bit, so we've got a sort of and then colour that bit in as if it's maybe sunken in. That makes sense. And the same with this one. So this bit in the middle, just colour it in. It doesn't look much like an orange, but I'm happy with how it does look, if that makes sense. And how it doesn't stand out as being a brash orangey thing, but just sort of balances our colours a little bit with the acorns. There we go. And we've got this one. Is that the only one left? Yeah. So this bit in here. Around like that. Oh, that was messy. Never mind. Right, I have got no idea what colour to do my other flowers yet. So I'm going to do my mistletoe. Yeah. I'm going to use 57. There we go. The 57 is the olive green. Now, I'm going to start with this little bunch here. I'm just going to block the stem in quite dark. Just layer it up a little bit. And then when we come to the actual piece, just fade it down towards the tip. Like that. I'm not doing anything too fancy. But I like this colour, and I think it works for mistletoe. There we go. You can just gently smooth it if you're careful. Like that. So a little bit down here that I'm going to do so I don't, because I'm likely to forget it otherwise. So I'm unsure whether to do my flowers in a purple, the other flowers that are left. I don't want to bring in a blue. I'm not sure that's going to work. But I'm thinking a purple might work with our sort of Christmassy colours. Now we've got a little sprig here. So yeah, I'm still thinking. I'll get there. I think purple goes nicely with red, and with orange I'm going to go this way. I'm just checking I've got no more. No, it's only at the bottom here. And I've had a few ideas for these snowflakey shapes. I think some of them look more like stars. This one definitely looks like a snowflake, but some of the shapes look like stars. And what I've thought is that maybe I'll do the starry ones in a gold, and maybe I'll do the snowflakey ones in a glitter, but not silver, just plain glitter. That's my thinking at the moment. I don't think I can get all that in. Where's the top? Yeah, you can see the top. Sorry, I'm just trying to see if you can see. So this here could be a star, as could this. But that's a snowflake. That's a snowflake, but that could be a star. Do you see what I mean? So I thought I might make them a little bit different to each other, just for interest's sake, really. And so I might just use, if I use a plain glitter rather than silver, it won't, I think it'll work. But we've got to do our little icicles too. Now, what's going on here? I think this is all his jacket, or shawl. So I'll come down a bit. I think it's here. Oh, they've got acorns in their hands. I think that, yeah, we'll have to do that too. We'll do those in a minute while I remember. expect you remembered anyway, or noticed. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. I wasn't really focusing on that bit, was I? I think this needs to be a bit darker in the base. Just concentrating a bit, thinking about how to do this, whether it looks okay, whether we need another colour, but I really think we're okay. Sometimes just using one colour is fine. Now, a lot of people, no, that's not, I've done that wrong. I think it goes behind him, that's his face. Sorry, people. There is a lot of thought about how if you use more than one colour on something, it looks much more realistic, and I can absolutely agree. But today, I'm just wanting ease and effectiveness rather than realism. So that's what I'm doing. I just want to get, you know, keep it simple. That's why I picked these pencils. Right, the berries next. Now, mistletoe berries are cream, so quite difficult, but what I'm going to do is grab the light yellow, which is number 10, and just keep it quite blunt so that they're not so dark, and just colour them in with this. And it does look a little bit too yellow, really. They tend to be a shiny, waxy white. Really, it's quite difficult to describe, but can you see? Yes. I'm just keeping it simple for myself. There's a few there. And I think at a glance they're recognisable, and that's what I'm happy with today. Now, I'm going to do these nuts that they're holding. This one doesn't seem to have a case on it, this one does, so I'm going to use my dark. I think I use 77. And just remember we did a darker edge and a little bit lighter in the middle, but we didn't make it shiny because obviously it isn't like that. It's quite straightforward. I'm pretty sure, let me look, did I use a 73? I think so, for the that itself. I'm going to make it a little bit darker at the bottom there with that one. Now, some more flowers. So we have two types left. We have this type with the little stamens in the middle, and then we have these with the yellow middles. I think I will grab two purples, and I'm just going to make a start. Now this one I'm going to do with 62 for the petals, and then the darker one, which is 6 for the stamens, or whatever you call them. Okay. So I'm trying to make them a little bit darker near the centre, lighter towards the tip. And as I say, I've got no clue what these are supposed to be, so I'm just doing them a colour that I think works with our greens, reds, browns. So hopefully it'll work like that. And now this one, can I come in a bit closer? Yeah. We came out of it, didn't we? So you could see the mistletoe. So it's nothing too difficult, just layering over more towards the centre and less towards the end. My other son had got up when I was in between videos. Yesterday I was saying about how only one was up. He's going to have his breakfast, and he's gone upstairs actually to do some revision for his exam. And my other son said he's going to try and write some words for his essay, so we'll see what happens. Can't hear any typing, but I might not be able to hear it through the door anyway. I've obviously closed the door here so that we're not distracting each other in case husband gets up. Where's our next one at the top? Here. I don't think I'll see him till it's 10:10. I reckon it'll be lunchtime before he even surfaces, because he only had 5 hours sleep the one night, and then last night, yeah, it's 1:15, so far 1:10. Actually that's 9 hours. It's quite a lot of sleep, isn't it? It's possible that he's awake and feeling poorly and hasn't got up, I suppose. But actually my son said he wasn't awake, so we'll see. When he's poorly he sleeps. That's how he copes with being unwell. He just sleeps. But I prefer to distract myself and do stuff, but you know, we're all different. Also because of his ADHD he tends to nap and stuff, unless he's had his pills, which he hasn't because he's asleep. So that impacts him too. I think he just ordered some new ones. Means I'm going to have to be in this week, I think, to get that delivery. I don't know. The chemist is probably shut today. It's always a bit, the order is tricky because it's some private. He's on private. It's really, in our area they diagnose 8 adults a year with ADHD, and then we don't always get meds for it. It's really tricky, and the waiting list is about 8 to 12 years long for diagnosis. So he just went private, and so he has to take his blood pressure and weight and give them to him, because the pills make you lose weight and can raise your blood pressure, and then send those in, and then request a prescription. It has to go off to the clinician to approve, and then they send it to the pharmacy, and then they have to request a payment, and then you have to pay them, and then they send the meds off. I mean, it costs about, luckily he's not on a huge dose, so it's about, we pay £120 a month, I think. 6, and we don't do health insurance or anything, because all our other stuff is, like my meds are dealt with by my meds are on prescription, and prescriptions are £10. So and I think I've got 3 months worth for £10, so that's pretty good. I'm trying to find the other ones. They're over here. And my sons are free because of he gets a medical exemption on prescription, because he'll have to be taking his for life. It seems a bit of a lottery. Certain medical conditions you get free meds, and certain ones you don't. I don't really know why. I don't, from my HRT, which is my hormone replacement therapy. But I think £10 every 6 months, bargain. But some people end up paying quite a lot more if you need lots of meds, because you you pay per item, I think, on the prescription. Right, I'm having a little look and trying to think about what colour to do the other flowers, these. I'm wondering whether I could introduce a blue, and then, but I don't, I think a pink might be better, or a dark red. What colour is this? 27 English red. I think I'm going to use that. Okay. So I'm trying to do it a bit darker. Can you even see? There you go. A bit darker at the bottom of the petals than the top. I do feel this looks quite like it could be a poinsettia as well, although I'm not going to do the middles in the same way because they're drawn differently. I'm hoping there won't be too much red, but I can balance it out a little bit with the the clothing on the mice. Mice is a difficult word, isn't it? It's not mouses, it's not mices. What is it? I don't know. Let's go around clockwise. We've got a couple here, look. But our new government have been saying they're going to sort out the National Health Service and improve it. It's a really difficult thing. You know, they get more and more money, but don't seem to improve, and people are like, well, that's bad, you know, there must be something inherently wrong in there. It's a really tricky thing because population is growing and more people are getting unwell, so they do need more money just for that, without trying to improve their service as well. Now, I'm looking here, there seems to be a circle under there which I think is a berry that I've forgotten to colour. Can you see that? What colour did I do them? Any idea, anybody? I'm thinking maybe it was 229. Was it 229? I hope so. I think that's working. Okay, this one. Yeah, so I think there is a staffing problem where morale is quite low and pay is, I think people who work outside of the sector think the pay and the pensions are high, but if I think I had to do a job like that, I think I would want a high pay. But also the thing we have in the health sector is that there are private hospitals and they pay more. So there is a temptation for people who work for the National Health Service to go and work privately and get more money, and you can't blame them. And they're still caring for people, you know, and that sort of thing. So it is a tricky situation. And so, but if they tried to put the salaries up in line with that, it would cost the taxpayers a lot more money. Also, nurses these days have to have a degree, I think. So they have to go to university, and that isn't always funded. So they have to pay back their loan. So they might not be happy with that, you know. And also, because of staffing problems, a lot of hospitals have to take on agency staff, and they are a lot more expensive. In fact, I know that my family, 2 of my family members worked for the NHS, actually more than 2, but anyway, 2 that I know of. They used to do what you do in the health services. You do a certain amount of days on, and you do 12-hour shifts, and then you do a certain amount off. So I think it's 3 or 4. I can't remember. So whether that might be days or nights. But in between times, you know, you're supposed to catch up and rest and be ready for your next shift. But what a lot of people do is they go and do some bank nursing, as they call it. So they go to their agency and say, you know, I've got 3 days off. Have you got any work? and then they'll go and work for a different hospital or their own hospital and be paid a lot more money. So it's almost like doing overtime, but even better pay. So that that costs the NHS money. Oh, I'm looking around our thing. Got one up here, but of course they've got to have the staff, you know, to nurse people. And I think a lot of countries are facing the same dilemma. I think a lot of people think it's easy to blame immigration, say, well, we've got a growing population, it's that. And yes, we have got a growing population, but some of the people coming in are actually working in the country to provide care. So we want those people. So it's, and the whole population of the world is growing, so it isn't just like, you know, one little thing. I'm going to use the golden ochre, which is the number 16, to do the centres of these, make them look nice and sort of a really different, rather than just the yellow. There we go. Now where is our next one here? So I'm going to try and layer it up a bit more on the outside, a bit less in the middle. There we go. And this one. This is going to be the last bit of the video today, I think, because I'm just looking at the time and we've gone a little bit longer than last times. So the next step is really our mice, so they're going to take a bit of time. I'm going to go and have my coffee, have a few minutes and come back and decide how to colour them. I might bring together some of the purples, some of the greens, oh, we can't see, sorry, that I've used to balance it a little bit, because if you look, I'll come out so you can see, sorry, and maybe orange a bit, because we've got a lot of red, so I'm not going to make them red, have any red in them, but I thought if I bring in some of these purples, maybe into the dress or the shawl, something like that, the clothing, and then they could, I don't know what colour to do these. They look like got a stripe here as if they're, but I think I'm just going to do them as mice. Yes, so I'll have a think about that, but we'll do that. And then we've got our snowflakes to do, which actually I think are going to be quite easy because I have at last decided what I'm doing. Some snowflakes, some stars, bit of a mix. See, that I thought looked like a ivy berries, but we've got no ivy, no berries, so I think I'm going to not do it as that, or else it might look a little bit weird. So anyway, we'll get there. But thank you for watching today. As I say, I'll probably be the last one tomorrow, so I think from looking at what's there. So there we go. But I hope you enjoy the rest of your day and happy colouring.